Bricks and Minifigs is your one-stop shop for all things LEGO. Hit the link below to find a store near you.
Jesse's Brick Galaxy. I'm here at Brickworld Chicago with the Dungeons and Dragons collab. It's 11 people that contributed. I'm the dungeon master in our gaming, and I said, hey players, make yourself in a minifig form, but it's actually not a minifig. It's a brick-built body on a minifig head, and then we can buildable monsters and build a room. We're starting with a base plate that's 10 by 10 by 10, and we'll put a door in a similar area, so it can be like a corridor going from room to room, and we're really having fun with it.
Yeah, no, I love that, the kind of idea that you can connect all these up, even built by so many different people. So where do you want to start here with the first room and take us through what's happening?
Sure, yeah. Are you on the bottom? This is Crystal Star, Lego Master World Dominator, and she joined our collab just to be like, hey, I like Dungeons and Dragons, I'm in. So she built like a whole world inside hers, which is amazing, and so many details. And then the trim below the mock is like some cohesive element that takes you down from story to story.
I love the little balcony with like the telescope element back there.
It's literally a whole world in there, so she did amazing. So thank you, Crystal. Next to that is Mel Brown from Lego Master Season 1 also. I've got some talented friends. So he plays a turtle. It's kind of a ninja turtle, cowabunga. He does a lot of impulsive acrobatics in our game. So he is taking on the dragon.
Great kind of round shape building there for that sort of keep that the dragon is popping out of.
Yep, good job with some castle building in there, and a unique mock for the whole display. There is a paladin in our party, the gold figure in the back. He's the player character fighting off some undead skeletons or zombies coming out of this crypt. This is Troy, Agents of Mock. He shipped his out. He couldn't join us in Chicago, but we're so happy that he could be a part of the collab again.
I especially love the flooring here and kind of how beat up that looks, and it creates a really great vibe for the whole room.
That is a ruined dungeon. You're you're in trouble if you're somewhere down there. I'll call him out. He made it too short. So on the floor, we made it taller. So the top part is kind of something that Bricklock helped complete. So we had that more cohesive element. So thank you, Bricklock. The next one is Larry Legend. He built the monster, and the ranger is his character. So he's got it's like the best pose that you can do with this articulation on the character, and lit up his fire arrows, and really good lighting on here too, as we move along with his lighting effects. The next one I did, so I had to be the leader and say, you can either do a cave or you can do a castle-ish type dungeon. So here's what it's going to look when we tier this box and do one below and one above. So when I get to be a player, when other people sub DM, I'm a warlock, and this is like my drow warlock fighting the Drider Spider Queen.
The purple elements really stand out here, not something you see used that often.
Yeah, thank you, Monkey Kid theme. Great villains and parts for stuff like that. But you'll see a lot of custom monsters. I had the 8 legs on there, and brick stuff lighting with red in there. Really looked good last night for World Delights.
And these are all 32 by 32 base plate. Is that the size here?
Yes, 32 by 32 is what we started with, so we could connect them like a module build, for cities, and then we put a trim in front of it so it's all cohesive. And this next one is Murphy. Murphy's a teen T-Fall, and he's in our party fighting off some vampire spawn. He had a amulet that's doing like the holy light, taking care of them, and good job with the lighting. Maybe a little help from his dad, Matt, who did the mock above that. But these characters, like some of them just look amazing. So this one and then the next one with the skeletons, really show that articulate brick-built form.
I like the sense of sort of intrigue and mystery with the clear pillars and the crack in the wall in the back there. Like you're not really sure what's going on back there.
Yeah, they never know when they go room to room, so there might be some secrets going on or a reason, that wall cracked apart. There's a lot to figure out. So that one's really fun. The next one, Bricklock did, and we added lights just in time for you guys. We were literally building right in front of you when you were doing your walk around yesterday, adding these lights. But it looks so much better when this shows like, I don't know. But Bricklock is in the LEGO community and local, so he drives an hour up. He plays a sorcerer. He's got wall of fire spell going on, so instead of like fireball, he likes a wall of fire a lot, so he actually built that into his mock. And like I said, the skeletons on here were like, I was really excited when I saw his skeletons. They just look so good. Moving along, we have Michael Z. He's not here in Chicago, but this has references to what we do in the shadows. So people that know that pop culture, he's big into pop culture things. It's a vampire show with a lot of comedy. And people are definitely like, oh, I know what that's from, with all their weird names. So thanks, Michael, for doing that. On the end is Bailey. Bailey's a den lug, Colorado guy. He did one for a cave, and the next one you're going to see in the castle level. This is, I'm not sure, he's like a panda character, and some great unique designs in his thoughts.
And that takes us to the next level then.
Yeah, upstairs is Bailey again. I don't know the full story with his like guardians, like angel creatures fighting evil, flying, a lot of everything's in motion there. And he was really good about, when we were in Discord, working as a collaborative effort to like match the door from room to room. And I think maybe he saw my flooring and matched my flooring, but we kind of put things in an order that would make sense. And he knew he was going to be on the end, so his end door could be a larger door that didn't match like this whole pattern.
Great use of the clips on the fire pieces, so you're able to kind of make a round shape there, which has always been a really neat technique.
Yeah, I've used that several times, and you'll see the green fire in mine, which is not quite round, but yeah, good job, Bailey, and thanks for doing one of each. That was really a lot. We had room for a couple more, but it actually worked out because now the mock cards and all the little googets and the trophies have a spot. Next is Matt. Derby Bricks. He is in our adventure as a little thief with boots of speed, so he's running up the wall and dispatching all these goblins as our characters sleep in the other room. So he was on guard while everyone was taking a long rest, and he really likes this scene.
The sense of movement is so good with the sliced in half goblins that him up on the wall. That's just so much fun.
Yeah, good job, Matt. Yeah, he's like dicing this guy, dicing this guy. He hasn't fallen over yet, and he's ready to take the next guy out. And good job with the lighting too. Hanging those chandeliers is a good effect. And the table, you know, kind of shows you again, what scale is this? You know, it's bigger than minifig scale when you see some of these characters and accessories. Next, this is my big boy Grand Poobah design. It's more of from the classic retro 80s cartoon, Dungeons and Dragons, where they're always going after Tiamat. You have the Ranger, you have the Paladin. He's fighting that green flame, like I said, which amazingly stuck just like that in transportation. I'm just like, I'm not even going to take it apart, and it stayed there. The thief in the corner doing the invisibility cloak. Brick-built cloak was tricky, but looks really good with like an action pose. And green flame and some lights all around that are really showing up at Brickworld World of Lights.
What are the other characters on the right side there?
Yeah, the Bobby is a barbarian with a unicorn. That was a tricky little, like, how do I get a small unicorn uni? So there was a couple of different prototypes there in this unique scale. The wizard with his hat, and he's always goofy and like not quite getting his magic right. And the acrobat, very good posable for this scale to get her to balance off that pole arm and give Tiamat a run for her money. So this was a fun way to throw a retro thing at the build, because I'm usually the dungeon master. Next is Nikki and LM Sweetie on some Instagrams. She had a water genasi. She's fighting a stained glass monster. So it's not just stained glass breaking, it's coming alive and attacking her. And the mirrors behind there and the little fairies is her spell attacking the monster. It's my favorite, I think, out of all these.
Very colorful.
Yes, colorful on the stained glass monster, and then the window on the very end caps our wall and looks better on the other side with Dungeons and Dragon and Persan built into the cheese slope stained glass kind of pattern. Yeah. So we're so happy to be here.
This is a really fun collab. You can just see how like creative everyone got with it, and the variety of builds I think is really neat. Another thing I really love here is the way that you set this up and the fact that you didn't stack that top layer on top of this bottom layer. Yeah. I think it just lets people appreciate the builds much more, and it certainly makes it easier for us to show on camera, which is always great. Yeah,
I'm hoping you're seeing a little bit of more of like open-ended walls, open-ended ceilings. I love flushed out things, but it's fun to see inside. And if we were ever to use this to play the game, it helps to have, space to move things around.
Yeah, I think this is a great tip for people, because there are so many times when a builder includes some really great detail or something, but it's deep in a room, and then if there's something covering it up, the lighting usually isn't great, and so unless you put a lot of lighting in there, it can be really hard to pick up that detail.
Yeah, the lights. You got to bring lights to Chicago. So we did pretty good. We had 11 builders doing 15 different 10-inch things, or I guess it's 13 because some are doubled up. But I'm just so proud that everybody raised the bar, and we got a nomination, which is winning, and the Gugich. So we're just happy to be here. We're having a lot of fun. We actually hosted a Dungeons and Dragon room. Oh, nice. And next year I plan to do another open game room where you can come and learn how to play Dungeons and Dragons, or bring your party and play like an open game room.
That's super cool. Do you plan to bring the collab back and maybe expand on this in the future?
We're talking about what can we do next. It'll probably fantasy Dungeons and Dragons. I'm thinking try to find a story, or maybe like the D&D movie, and try to tell like a story like the Willy Wonka over there. I really loved that, how you could see scene by scene. So not sure yet, but definitely this theme.
Sounds good. Thank you so much for taking us through all the builds here, and thank you to you and all of the other builders who put in all the effort for these builds. I appreciate it.
Thank you so much.